first time this has been shown publicly.
Are you one of the biggest car dealers in the UK?
We'll sell close to 50,000 cars this year. I just live and breathe it.
I've been more scared doing 70 miles an hour in some cars than I have been doing 220 in a Bugatti.
Oh, it is so addictive.
So you literally feel like you've been sucked back and then catapulted.
What's the fastest you've ever driven in a car?
224 mile an hour. Open my eyes and I'm in midair, and I thought I'd landed. There was nothing left of the car, nothing. I collected every single model of RS's. One of those cars was Prince Diana's car.
What did you pay for it then?
So,
You don't own one Ferrari?
nah, I don't like them.
This is the blueprint of how you do it.
You make your own luck, and the harder you work, the luckier you get.
What do you think is the biggest scam in the car world that you guys in the car world know, but maybe the public don't know? Are you one of the biggest car dealers in the UK?
Probably.
The biggest?
Probably. Biggest independent.
Right. So how many cars would you sell in like a year?
We'll sell close to 50,000 cars this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what's your record month? How many cars have you sold in a month?
Well, funny enough, we had a record week a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
Sold 1,014 cars in 7 days. That's retail.
1,014 cars.
Plus the part exchanges, which is about 1,400 cars in a week.
Wow.
A bit more, 1,450.
It's a lot of paperwork.
Yes.
That's what scares me about them figures. You're just thinking of the number of cars. I'm thinking of the number of paperwork and everything that goes through with the deal in order to make it happen. Because if I sell a car for £1 million, it's the same amount of paperwork. And he's doing 1,000 plus a week.
Yeah, because in our first episode we ever did, I asked you if you'd rather sell 100 Fords or one Bugatti, and you said one Bugatti, even though it should be easier to sell the Ford, shouldn't it?
But no, it depends who your audience are. If I'm trying to sell a Bugatti to a Ford audience, then that's a tough gig. But if you're
And vice versa.
Exactly. Yeah. But if you're aiming towards the right audience, it should take me 100th of the time to sell a Bugatti than what it would 100 Fords.
Right.
Yeah.
So 50,000 cars a year. So that's a lot of paperwork.
It's a lot of paperwork, but I think thinking about it laterally is the logistics of it. So it's transporting 1,000 cars to a prep centre,
Right.
prepping those cars to a high standard, and then putting them on display, and then retailing them, and then delivering them to the customer. So what goes on the back end is where the work really is. Think about, transporting 1,000 cars. We valet every car twice. So we transport 1,000 cars and valet 2,000 cars in 7 days.
So how many staff do you have?
7.
All AI, is it? Yeah. More than cars. Yeah. How many staff?
760.
Wow. And what's that? What's your turnover?
We'll do just under 400 million this year.
Wow. I mean,
But we're selling lots of 6, 7, 8 grand cars,
And how does that make you feel?
My ambition, it never stops. So, I probably never, I'm happy, of course, but I think there's always more.
Yeah.
And I think exploring all options of increasing margins, increasing volumes, decreasing costs. Well, of course, I enjoy it. I enjoy business.
Yeah.
And I don't sit back and just take it for granted.
Well, clearly not.
I just keep ploughing on.
Yeah.
And but I enjoy it, like Carl does.
Yeah.
I don't see it as my business. I see it as my hobby.
Yeah.
Because I'm not at the coalface these days, but I am very close to the marketing and very close to the buy-in, which of course are the two key elements.
Yeah.
That's the rest of the margins come from, and that's where the volume comes from. So I'm very close to that. But the rest of it, I don't really spend that many hours a week on it, to be honest, because I've got a great team running the business for me, which I started 45 years ago.
Wow. And what was
which is an area that I struggle with. I have a great team, but I can't be I'm a player manager, if that makes sense.
Right.
Okay. I have to be. I can't. I mean, Dad's exactly the same. I have a great team. Obviously, a hell of a lot smaller than Mark's. Completely different businesses, although they're both involved in cars. I have to be involved with every single deal. It's impossible for one person to be involved in every single deal that his company does. There's not enough minutes.
Do you have
in the
to,
day.
or is that a choice you've made?
I feel like I have to. I probably don't have to, but I would always wonder what if.
Because your dad doesn't have to now because of you.
But he still does as well.
Because you,
we're
can't
all
get out
involved.
of it.
Yeah, no, it's a trap. You can check out, but you can never leave.
You enjoy it. It's a hobby.
Oh
as
yeah,
well,
I know.
isn't
I
it?
enjoy it, but for instance, if I've got a really good team around me, I couldn't do what we do without a good team. And if I was just to sit back and go, oh, that's going to be handled. It could be someone might have a problem with a car. That's an easy fix. That it's just relying on someone organising the fix. Or it could be someone's came in to buy a car. Just going over and meeting the person and just introducing yourself and being involved, it helps. Every little bit helps. That guy walks away because I was on the phone and maybe he would never had the personality that my sales manager could adapt with very well. I would think that was my fault that guy walked away because I didn't get involved in the deal. Probably not the case. He probably wouldn't have bought the car anyway, but it's that knowing that you've done all you could to make that happen.
So what was the first car you bought from Carl? Can you remember?
I remember the first car I
sold
bought
him a
from
car,
you.
actually.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He robbed it.
well, of course. Oh, it's the other way around then.
Yeah.
Go on then. What was the first car?
The first car I bought from Mark was in 2011.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. That's about right. Yeah.
2011. It was a Mercedes SLS Roadster. At the time, you had one car supermarket in Neath.
That's right.
You only had the one at the time.
Yeah.
And how many do you have now?
I had two.
Oh, you had
I
two?
one in Merthyr Tydfil as well.
Okay.
But smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6. now.
Right, wow.
And I actually never dealt with Mark on the phone. I dealt with, what was the guy's name? Can you
Steve
remember?
Richards.
Steve Richards.
My accountant.
I dealt with Steve, got to see the car and introduced to Mark, and we just kind of swapped numbers, hit it off a bit, and we started doing a bit more business, and then a bit more business led to
He wanted to give me a
more-
check. Steve rang me, my
Yeah.
accountant. He's my FD at the time. He said, Mark, I got this Carl Hartley who wants to buy your SLS. I said, all right, okay. He wants to give me a check. I said, wants to give you a check? Tell him to do a fucking bank transfer. He said, no, he wants to give you a check. I said, I'll be in now. So
Yeah.
Is there a reason you want
Then
to
I
do
spoke
a check,
to him and-
not a bank transfer?
and
Is it some trick?
Well, no, we're talking 15 years ago, nearly.
That's right.
So
it was common practice.
It was
then.
common practice back then
Yeah.
to go with
It was.
with a check.
It was,
Not many
yeah.
people give checks for cars now. Remember?
No, but I had to go and look at him in the eyes to know is this check going to bounce? You know?
I think he said that to me. I think he looked at me and said, "Is this check going to bounce?" And I said, "Hopefully not. We might be okay."
But
How much did you pay for the car?
I remember exactly. Do you?
107, 110?
No, 112.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
So you paid
I must have given
112.
107 for it then.
you would give 107
Yeah,
for it. Yeah,
that's where I
yeah.
got 107 from.
Yeah.
You gave 107. You paid 112. And what
Yeah.
did you sell it for?
I can't remember what I sold it for, but it'd have been a hell of a lot more than 112.
Yeah, roughly.
120, maybe 125.
Yeah.
That's what they were at the
He
time.
had,
weren't
he had
they?
more profit than I did, put it that way.
Right. Okay. So that was you first.
Mine
bought
was
a
just
car.
one of the 1,000 you sold that week, though.
How many cars you bought and sold from each other?
Got to
Estimate.
be 100 or more.
100.
Yeah.
Probably, maybe closer to 200.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
It's a lot.
We'll go out for dinner and do a deal one way or the other, or we'll go out for a drink and do a deal one way or another, just on something. Just on something.
Especially after a couple of bottles of wine.
Yeah.
So is it true you guys got drunk together and then you ended up buying a rather special car and then you couldn't even really remember if you'd bought it or not?
Yeah.
Is that something you can talk about?
Yeah, of course I can.
Yeah.
It was COVID, and obviously me and Mark are very, very good friends. I don't have many friends that I hold higher than what I do, Mark.
Thank you.
And I'd bought a car from like an hour away in Bridgewater, and Mark invited me over to watch the Grand National. Friday afternoon, Grand National's on, a few beers, few of the lads around, come round. Okay, no problem. Came round, one thing led to another. We ended up in somebody else's house. And 2 o'clock in the morning came, and I bought a LaFerrari Aperta from one of Mark's friends who he introduced me to.
Very famous person.
Not a very famous person, a very well-known businessman.
Yeah.
I obviously can't say who it was, but very, very respected in his field, of
Yeah.
course, probably the best at what he does. And the next morning, Stayed at Mark's that night because I just can't remember getting home.
Slept in the pool hall.
Slept in the pool room. And the next morning, we're on the balcony. I'm obviously dying. I'm looking for a bottle of water or a headache tablet, but found Mark and a cigarette. So I thought, well, that'll do. So he said, last night, he said, did you buy a LaFerrari Aperta? I said, I think so. I think so. I said, can you remember how much I paid? So he said, yeah, you paid it. I was like, oh, yes. Okay, good. All right.
Did you pay good money for it? Did you do all right out of it?
Yeah, done all right out of it.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, the guy...
I didn't see any profit, by the way.
Sorry?
I didn't see any profit.
You got no kickback?
No, I got nothing from it. No.
Thought you were friends.
That's what friends are for.
I remember that when I lose money.
So have you bought quite a lot of cars drunk then?
Yeah. That's pretty much how I do business.
So
Don't believe him.
I think I do.
Some of it.
What's the best car you bought from Carl?
One of the best cars I've ever bought from Carl was a Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead Zenith Edition. I think that's one of the cars.
Did you just say you've got another one?
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
So
before we put this on, he mentioned to me, Mark, I've got another Zenith. I said, oh, no.
so
Here we go again.
So can you remember what you paid for that?
you earned money because I bought it back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I think I give 400 grand for it. Carl sold it for 500 grand.
Mm-hmm.
And what
And
did
then
Carl
I
give
bought
you
it back
for it?
again for 500, and you sold it again for 550.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
somewhere I've had 50 grand, he's had 50 grand.
Yeah, I mean, that car in particular was it was a funny situation because he didn't want to sell it to start off with, but he called me and you were moving at the time, if you remember.
That's
and
right.
It was a right-hand drive car.
right.
And the move was going to be quite imminent. So he was like, all the rest of my other cars, like the Bugatti, the SLR, the 918, the
left-hand drive
P1,
stuff,
all
yeah.
left-hand drive. So
I
he
was
was going to
moving to
take them
Monaco.
with him.
Yeah.
But this car was right-hand drive. And obviously it was a special car that he's not going to use, that he really, really, really wanted to use. And he sold it on the basis to me that, don't want to sell the car, find me a left-hand drive one, and I'll have it in Monaco. Okay, no problem. So I bought the car off Mark, had it for a few weeks, a month or so. And then Mark said, that move's been delayed. I want to buy my car back. So he bought his car back. But then a few months later, when his move was then back on track, I bought it back from him and gave him more money than he paid for me for it.
Yeah.
Right.
The car was rising in value quite quickly.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, it was
so I
just-
had profit again, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's had 2 profits. I've had 2 profits.
Yeah, and then
And he's had
Out
the
of
third
the same
profit. He
car.
sold it again.
yeah, I saw
Yeah.
it again. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many cars you got in your collection?
Probably the lowest it's ever been.
Yeah, probably the lowest it's ever been. Yeah, when I moved to Monaco, I sold most of my cars, and I went from about 150 cars in my personal car collection
Wow.
down to about 30.
Right. So you have about 50 now, but you've had 130.
Yeah,
And why did you thin your collection down?
I was moving to Monaco, and of course the space is premium in Monaco.
Yeah.
And couldn't keep the cars. It was a full-time move. I couldn't enjoy the cars, couldn't look at the cars.
Right.
What's the point? Bank
Yeah.
the money. But because when I was living here in Swansea, I could look at the cars, drive the cars, see the cars. I don't drive cars for years, but I just enjoy looking at them.
Yeah.
But living in Monaco, I didn't have that comfort.
Right.
So I thought, okay, I'll sell some cars. But
Yeah.
I kept a lot of cars too.
So at the peak, what do you reckon the peak value of your collection was when you had 130 cars?
Oh, I don't know, Rob. I've never added it up.
We added it up one night.
Of course.
Did we?
Well, you
Oh, we
would have
did.
done. Yeah.
We did.
We did.
And
Yes,
so
we did.
Mark's love of cars really is a love of cars.
Yeah.
It's not just he likes a LaFerrari or he likes a Chiron or he likes the world's best cars. And we'll get into this in a minute about Mark's past with cars. But he really gets turned on by some weird and wonderful, doesn't have to be expensive things.
It's true.
And before
And you drive these cars
Yeah,
that
I
most
drive all
people
my
don't
cars.
drive.
Yeah, I drive all
And before you know it, we were sat here one night and we'd had quite a few. Well, we had a lot of alcohol, and we sat over there. And I said, "Look, why don't you get rid?" Now, these quote my words. Why don't you get rid of all your shit? Thinking right, which none of them were. But what I meant was, he's moving. Don't put any money in or any money out. Just use what you've got in your collection. Water it down to a tenth
Yeah, instead of
Of
130
cars, instead of
cars, have 30 cars.
Yeah, or
The 30 are the
15
best.
or 20
Right.
cars.
Yeah.
But of the
And,
best.
and we sat down, we made a list.
We did.
All the cars he had, the values I put on all of them.
Yeah.
All the cars that he wanted, the values that we could get them for.
A shopping list.
Yeah, a shopping list.
Yeah.
And we gradually went through it.
right.
did.
And we pretty much done it, yeah.
Yeah.
So what was the rough total value of 130
God.
cars?
I think we got to about 58 million.
There's a lot.
There was a lot, yeah. There was a lot.
lot.
There was a lot of cars. But like I say, obviously, and I want Mark to go into this because it goes back to where his love of cars started. I think if you ask Mark what his favourite car of all time was or is, he would really surprise you. For someone who has had and who has got some of the world's most exclusive, expensive, high performance cars. You like what you like, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. It's passion I've had since I was 17 years of age, or earlier than that.
So tell Rob where it started. Tell Rob about the Bonkers collection.
When I was growing up in the Welsh Valleys, my dad had spar shops, convenience stores, you know, and the car then, back in 1983, I was 15 years of age, was a Ford Escort RS 1600i. So, you know, an iconic car. So I've always wanted an RS 1600i. And I got to 17 working in my dad's shop and working, buying and selling cars for myself. But I started buying and selling cars when I was 15 years of age. Saved some money, got to 17, bought an RS 1600i. But the love of RSs has always been there. And then over the years, I collected every single model of RSs.
How many of those are there?
36. So I had every single model RS, every variant, and just about every colour
At the same time, by
at
the
the
way.
same time.
Where did you store all these cars?
This is not individually. I had
Yeah.
one, got rid,
Yeah,
got
yeah.
another one. This
Yeah.
is he had them all.
Yeah.
So this
in
was-
the collection.
This was an obsession that I had for about 20 years
Yeah.
to get the best of the best of the best. So I had the lowest mileage known RS 500 Sierra, the lowest mileage RS 1600i, the lowest mileage RS 2000, the lowest mileage of everything, but only pristine, original, unrestored cars. And you could buy them then. I was buying RS 500s in Moonstone Blue or in Diamond White and black. They made three colours. 52 blue, 52 white, 396 black. Of course, Moonstone Blue and White being the rarest of them all. I got the best cars. So I had two blue, two white, and two black. And then all of the other variants of RSs you can possibly think of. And it was great. And that was an obsession of mine for about 20 years. I then got bored because I collected all the best cars. There was nothing else left. And one of those cars was Princess Diana's car.
Oh, wow.
Which was
yeah.
the...
yeah, I know that car, yeah.
So they made 7,700 white Escort RS turbos. They only made white. So it's for European, only sold in Europe. Probably a couple of thousand in the UK. Ford made one black RS Turbo, Mark III RS Turbo, for Princess Diana. And it was in the RS Owners Club for many, many years. And a chap called Jeff Windsor owned it. And I thought, well, that was the pinnacle of the collection. So I needed to own that car, you know. That was
You must love people like
I was
this.
owning that car.
If you're the seller of that car at the time, or the person who owns it, and you've come across the person who has the best collection, and you hold the missing gem to the crown,
You have leverage.
there is no way.
Diana's
and by the way,
car.
especially him as a personality, there is no way is he not buying it.
What did you pay for it then?
So I rang Jeff.
I mean, he might,
Sorry, this means a lot. Yeah.
So I rang Jeff.
You
I said,
overpaid
"Jeff,"
for it, didn't you?
said, "Jeff, sell me Diana's car." He said, "Mark's not for sale." I said, "Come on.
Obviously, he said
everything's for sale at the right price." He said, "Well, yes, okay." I said, "Right, I'll see you in the morning. Give me your address." So I got him. He's more or less said yes.
Yeah. Well, he hadn't, but you taken that as a yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was for sale. Yeah, I'm owning it. I said,
in his mind, he already owns it.
I've already bought it. I've already bought it, yeah. So I said, I'll see you at 9 o'clock. He's in Essex. I'll see you at 9 o'clock in the morning. And before he knew it, I was knocking his door. He's still in the daze, I think, after I sort of persuaded him to try and sell me the car. And it had done 24,000 miles. So a 24,000 mile original RS Turbo at that point in time was worth about 20 grand. A really good one. That would be the most expensive RS Turbo you could buy. So I said to Jeff, I said, come on, Jeff, how much is it? He said, well, Mark, it's not really for sale. I said, okay. I said, I'll tell you what I'm going to do with you. I'm going to give you one offer and one offer only. If you don't take this offer, I'm going. Okay? He said, what's that? I said, well, we both know the best of the best is 20 grand. I'm going to give you 40,000 quid and I'm going to march you down the bank now. He went, really? I said, come on, get in the car. Straight to the Midland Bank, transferred the money in front of him there and then because Mrs. wouldn't take a cheque off me.
I've been there before.
Transferred the money. The car's in the trailer and it's back in Swansea by about 3 o'clock.
Do you still own that car?
No. I owned it 15 years.
Okay, now here comes the good part of the story.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So moving to Monaco, it was one of the RSs I kept. It was parked over there for many, many years. And I thought I'd just downsize the collection. One of the cars is Diana's car. The last RS I owned. So I spoke to Nick Whale of Silverstone Car Auctions. I said, Nick, I'm going to sell Diana's car. Last RS. It was a big moment for me because I had the biggest RS collection. And if you ask me today, what's my favourite car, I'd still tell you today, Ford RS.
Right.
Forget your Bugattis and your Project 1s and your DB5s. Give me a Moonstone Blue RS 500 Sierra.
So you'd
give
give these 3 cars away for that RS.
If somebody held a gun to my head with a bullet in it, I said, Mark, what's one car you could take to the grave with you? I'd take a Moonstone Blue RS 500 Sierra.
Not your Bugatti.
No.
Not your AMG one.
No.
There's 3 of them made. You
Yeah.
said. 3.
Well, it's 275 of those. But
Oh, okay.
yeah. But there's only one of those DB5s.
Right. Yeah. So that's a one of one DB5.
Yeah, that's the one of one. It's the only legally road registered Aston Martin DB5 Goldfinger.
Right. So
But I still take a Ford RS 500.
So what's that Goldfinger worth then?
The normal cars, DK Engineering sold one for 3.75 million quid about 6 months ago.
This has got to be more.
It's a lot more.
You can drive it.
Because it's the only road registered, road legal, original chassis DB5 Goldfinger
In the world.
in the world.
The only one.
The only one.
And you take a Ford RS.
I would, yeah.
Over that.
I would, yeah.
What am I missing?
I just if I one car to take to the grave with me, I take a Moonstone Blue RS 500 Sierra.
Wow. So sorry, finish the story. You sold Diana's
So
car.
I spoke
yeah.
to Nick Whale
Yeah.
in Silverstone. I said, Nick, I'm going to sell that Diana's car. I said, what do you think it's worth? He said, Mark, well, you're the expert in RSs. You need to tell me what it's worth. I said, well, I think it'll make 200 grand. He said, if a Mark III Escort RS Turbo makes 200 grand in one of my auctions, I'll eat my hat. Clarkson was famous for this, wasn't he? And he did eat a hat, didn't he? But I tried to get Nick Whale to eat his hat. So anyway, we're at the at Silverstone, the circuit Silverstone auction, the Silverstone Classics. Car comes in.
But before this, I'm in Spain, and it's the night before the auction. And he's called me up. He said, "This is," because he invited me to come and watch it go through, because it's going to be the most expensive Escort RS sold, because it is the most special and it's one of one. It's not just one of one because it's black, but it was Princess Diana's. There's pictures of the princess in the car with her. I mean, it's a special car. So I said to him, "What do you think it will make?" And he said, I'm not sure. So I thought it was going to go big. I thought it was going to go big.
What does big mean?
Well, I don't want to give away that just yet until he finishes his story. But I gave Mark an offer that night to...
Oh, you did? You did?
To buy the car.
You did?
But he said it's got to go through the sale. So if it goes through the sale, whatever it makes, it makes. I'll guarantee you that tonight. Which I thought it was a hell of a lot more than what the reserve was.
Yeah, it was
a good bid.
Yeah.
And he come off the phone, and I thought, "Fuck, I'm glad he never took that." Because
I'm glad he never took it too.
Yeah. But anyway, then continue on.
All right.
Continue on to your story.
Yeah. So I spoke to the auctioneer and I said, "Look, start it at 100,000 quid, and then go up in 20s. And if it gets to 200 grand, we've had a great day, you know." So he starts at 100 grand. He's 120, 140, 160. And by the way, they had record number of phone bids. So they've never had so many people on the phone to register to buy the car over the phone, and the record number of internet buyers and internet views to his website because of this one car. So the room was a frenzy. There was staff everywhere. The phones were up. The internet was going. It was mad. And it just went 120, 140, 160, 180, 200, 220, 240, 260, 280, 300. It went, what's going on? It's 300 grand. And it stopped at 300 grand. I thought, that's unbelievable. I just couldn't believe what I was watching. And then Rob, the auctioneer, said, online. He said, we haven't brought any online bids in yet. This is all in the hall. He says, now we'll start on the online bids. He said 320, 340, 360, 380, 400, 420, 4... And it went all the way to 620,000 quid plus fees was 725,000 quid for a Mark III Escort RS Turbo, which I give 40 grand for.
That night, I offered him 300,000 for it.
Wow.
Before it went in the auction.
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, I think it makes 250.
And you offered him 300.
And when Mark says, or when a car dealer would say something like that to another car dealer, it's kind of saying, I'd like 250. You know?
Yeah.
I think it will make 250. That means, I'd like 250.
Right.
So I said, I think it will make more. So he said, well, it might do. So I said, I'll give you 300 for it and just keep it rolling, and whatever it makes, it makes. I can't do that. I'm all the way in now. And at the time, he's had the car for so long and he paid so little for it. It was a shot to nothing, you know? It was always going to make 250, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was always going to make 250. So it wasn't that big of a gamble, really, on his behalf.
Yeah.
And we
had three international buyers. The auctioneer was saying, we've got Dubai, we've got America, and we've got Cheshire. So there was international buyers for the car, you know. And fortunately, it stayed in the UK. A chap from Cheshire bought it.
Right.
And he still got it.
Do you miss that car?
No, I was never really that close to that car, to be honest. It's a great car. I love the car, but I don't miss it, no. I'd rather have the money.
Yeah.
For a Mark III Escort RS Turbo.
There was a joke. There was a joke that was made. It was like, what was it? Prince Andrew's Escort cost £12 million, but Diana's only cost 732,000.
Trust you.
No, but that was a thing that went around. It was a whole meme that went around.
There was an Instagram sort of still shot of Prince Andrew and the car and all of it. Yeah. That's funny.
Wow.
So
is that the most you've made on a car?
No.
No.
You see how fast he said no?
Yeah.
It was like instantly. He said no before you finished.
So what's the most you've made on a car?
2.2 million.
Fuck. So what was it, and what did you buy it at, and what did you sell it at?
I bought JK's green LaFerrari in 2018 from Joe Macari. Met JK. That was a great experience. Again, it had done 1,800 miles when I bought it. I give 2.15 million for it in 2018. I put 12,000 kilometers on it. I drove it like I stole it.
And he did, by the way. This thing never went in a straight line. It was sideways everywhere.
Honestly.
It went.
It had 3 sets of PPF. It's PPF 3 times because the front was just matted in stone chips. And I'd do 360 spins with it, and and burn the tires out on it. And okay, people might say that's not much respect, but
it's your car.
Yeah, but I look after my cars.
And
I drive them hard.
Yeah.
I drive them hard, but they're always immaculately clean. They're always detailed to the hilt. If I take them on a tour around Europe, I took my LaFerrari on 3 European tours, and thousands of miles in that car. It was always immaculate. It was always serviced properly. Of course, it's a V12 Ferrari. You can, I'm a fairly good driver, but there's much better drivers than me that will drive that car much harder than I could drive it. But a lot of memories created with that car, and I sold it in 2023, 24, early 24. I sold it for 4.35.
Wow!
And I put 12,000 kilometers on it, so that was a good day.
What's the most you've made on a car, Carl?
Probably a similar amount, 2.5 million.
What car?
Ferrari 250 short wheelbase.
Wow! What's the most you've lost on a car?
I forgot.
He never forgets. He's a liar.
I like that. I like your mindset. You're so positive.
Forget about those ones. No, we're not talking about losses.
Gamblers, that's what they say. They never remember their losses.
Yeah, of course. We all lose money on cars. Of course we do.
Yeah.
Carl loses money on cars all the time.
Going through COVID, we lost loads of money on.
What's your biggest loss?
Nothing as extravagant as the wins, obviously.
Yeah, but what?
Only because the reason I say that is only because the most dangerous cars are the ones that are in the supercar world of the middle of the range value. You get a car that's 300,000-400,000. That you could lose 100,000 in that car, which pro rata is 25% you've lost on that car.
Yeah, it's true.
Where if you buy a car for £5 million, it doesn't really go down. It fluctuates very slightly.
Look at the Purisangs.
Exactly.
Look at
exactly.
the Aventadors. The Aventadors back in the day, they were bombing, and they got back up now.
Yeah.
You couldn't catch your breath with them.
No, so they're dangerous. That's a dangerous
SF90s.
market. SF90s.
In the middle of the market, a 300-400 grand market.
That's a dangerous. We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
Supercars that are 100 grand are pretty safe because they're probably cars that were 250 in their day when they were new.
So they might have
and they've lost a lot. And
bottomed out.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, you can't lose any more than 100 grand, can you?
You can sell it for parts.
You can't lose more than 100 grand, can you?
That's what I'm saying. You sell it for parts for more. So, and so there was a couple of cars we lost. 100, 150.
Still quite a lot.
Still a lot of money, but why that happened was, and it was my fault, but I also, how I can justify it, during COVID, cars were making stupid money. Yeah. I mean, money that we would talk about it, money that we knew they wasn't worth, but I'd sell them instantly. So the next one that came up, you'd give the same money as the last one, and you'd sell it instantly, and then again and again and again.
But you needed to.
So you're going to get caught out. I know I'm going to get caught
at the
out.
end.
At some point.
It's like you've got to give the house back a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's I was selling. I'd done so much more business because I had a pair of balls in COVID, and nobody else did.
That's true.
And I give a fraction back, so I don't look like I've lost 150 grand on that car. I think out of the XYZ amount of millions we did earn, I gave 150 grand back.
Yes.
And was lucky to do so.
Yeah. So currently, right now, is there one car you just wouldn't take?
No, everything's got a price.
You'd even take a Purasangway?
I've got two of them.
Yeah, everything's got a price.
You should take one out of principle.
No.
You don't have principle when it comes to cars, do you?
But not in business.
There's not one car. There must be one car you wouldn't take.
There's not one car. A Tesla. I'd die first.
We do well on the Teslas.
Yeah, but I don't. I just can't. You're not selling Teslas.
We sell Teslas.
You're not selling Teslas to people who love cars.
No.
You're selling Teslas to people who are buying a Tesla for a job.
Well,
and I sell cars to people who love cars.
But what about the Plaid? Is it?
I don't even know what that is. I'm not,
yes, you
not
do.
Even wasting
You
my
do
time
know what it is.
Talking about Teslas, Teslas or Taycans, Forged Taycans.
So you wouldn't even take them because you've said to me loads of times, everything at the right money. You've said that.
You will never see my company advertise a Taycan or a Tesla. I might take one in swap and backdoor it to somebody else. But you will never see me put my name to one of those.
But anything else you'd take?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I've took some weird and wonderful things.
What's the weirdest thing?
Oh, God.
He rings me sometimes.
Spikers.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm at this chap's house and he's got this thing. What do you think it's worth?
Do you know what?
I don't know.
Do you know what?
Well, if I don't know and you don't know, then between us we'll come up with a value. Well, it must be worth that.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes
Spiker,
I'll walk into someone's garage, like Mike said, and they'll have a garage with the same amount of cars in as what this has got. And in the corner there'll be something and they'll say, well, I'd sell that. And you think, what the fuck is that? and you look at it and you go, God, I haven't seen one of these for years. And he'll go, what would you give for it? Like literally like that. What would you give for it? And what you've got to do in that scenario is go, right, what does your gut say? What does it look like it's worth? And literally that's what you've got to do.
Yeah.
And then I'll come up with a figure and I'll go, give me 2 minutes. And I'll call me dad. But he never answers his phone, so he's a waste of time. I can't get in touch with him. So then I'll call Mark. Hey, Mark, what do you think this is worth? And he'll go, fucking hell. Where have you found that?
I'm a bit older than Carl, so the older stuff I might be a little bit closer to on
because he might remember when it was new. Has it got this, or has it got? Make sure it's got this.
That's right. Yeah. What color is it? Is it that color? And has he got this? And has he got that? I don't know. I'll find out.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah.
And then I'm telling you this. This is unbelievable. 9 times out of 10, maybe even 10 times out of 10, we will be 10% within each other of what our gut says that it's worth.
Right.
Yeah.
If I think it's worth 100, he might say it's worth somewhere between 100 and 110.
Yeah.
And that's just your gut. It's just your gut feeling. But that is not researched or taught.
No, that's just on gut.
That's just,
within 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's just experience. You know, someone who gets into any industry, or especially the car industry, because it fluctuates so much. It's so vulnerable all the time. You know, some cars are shit cars that make really good money because they're in fashion.
Like what?
Oh, like a Sierra RS 500. That's a
He's
shit
going to
car.
punch you.
No, for the money. They make £500,000, some of them.
That's bullshit.
I've seen that happen.
Yeah, that's bullshit. One's made $500,000.
Okay, one made so what do they make? 250?
That's bullshit. No, they're not 250.
200.
The best of them's 200 grand.
Okay,
250 is
Still not a 200 grand car.
The car's a
is it?
10 grand car.
It's a Dagenham dustbin. Isn't it? That's what it is.
If you drove the car to look at, to drive, to do anything with, you would say, I don't want to buy it, but if I had to, I'd give 10 grand.
Yeah.
That's what I call a shit car for 200 grand. The problem is, the people today who are buying these sort of collectible cars, and there wasn't many made, there was 500 made, am I right?
52 blue, 52 white.
Yeah. So, because there's not many made, and because it was a 90s car, the people who are buying
80s.
these 80s, but late 80s.
I'm 20 years older than you, Carl. I
Yeah.
remember all these things, you know? He doesn't respect these Ford RSs. He annoys me when he says it's a shit car.
Yeah, good.
Okay, so
Tell him what you think.
Okay, it is a shit car.
Yeah.
They're the people with money. They're the people who are buying. They're your people who are middle-aged now.
Right,
Who
yeah.
have got the money to buy the cars.
And then
But
nostalgia on when
they
had...
were 6 years old, when their uncle had one down the bottom of the road,
Yeah.
they always thought, when I make it one day, I'm going to buy one of these.
Yes.
And
Nostalgia.
That's what pushes the
It's
prices up.
iconic,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's
Well, I did that with the
iconic car.
Testarossa. That's why I bought the Testarossa,
Yeah.
because it was my
That's a
pin-up
shit car.
That is a shit car.
Oh, that's an awful car. I've owned loads of them. And
But it looks
you try
good,
and live
though.
the
It
dream
looks
and you
good,
go,
though.
You think, go on, I'll try again. Jump in it and think, this is a shit car. And 2 or 3 years later, you go, those Testarossas, they do look good. And then you buy another one and you drive it and you go, this is a shit car.
I'm upset.
Sorry, pal.
such a big difference between cars in the late 80s
Yeah,
to late 90s.
of course,
My
yeah.
God.
Absolutely.
I don't think there's been a bigger transitional period
No,
in
absolutely.
cars.
No, I will put my hands up. It's terrible to drive. It's like a tractor. But like the newer Ferraris they're making, there's one called the Testarossa, and it looks like a piece of shit.
That shouldn't be allowed.
Surely the Testarossa, does that not look amazing?
I completely agree.
I spoke
Yeah.
to
I think
somebody,
Ferrari have just completely lost their way.
today on the phone on the way up here who's just ordered one of these 896 Testarossas.
It's
called
not a Test-
an 849,
I
896.
don't even look now, Carl.
I don't know.
It's not a Testarossa.
He's
not
only
interested.
ordered it because he likes the name.
It's not a Testarossa.
I don't get it. I got no interest whatsoever.
What do you think of these new Ferraris then?
I don't like any of them. I think
None
they're
of
shit.
them?
None of them. I don't own a Ferrari.
You don't own one Ferrari?
Yeah,
Why not?
I don't like them.
You have tried, though. To
I've
be fair,
tried.
he's tried a lot.
The only LaFerrari and I've owned them all, driven them all, well, not all, but most of them. The LaFerrari was a great car. That was fantastic. But everything else around the periphery, 812, makes a good noise.
I bought your 812.
296, yeah, you bought me 812, yeah.
Well,
I bought your
not the
Pista Pilote. You had a Pista Pilote.
SF90.
SF90.
Nah, don't like an
You thought
SF90.
the performance of that was really good.
I think an SF90 is incredible to drive.
But
I
you
don't understand how they're the money they are.
The SF90 is not usable because of this.
The buttons.
The buttons on the steering wheel. You try to touch it and it's got a touch screen button on it. And in
Right.
the real world, it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What are the SF90s now?
So I saw one last week for 275,000. That was a car that cost over 500,000.
They're
It
still
was
dropping.
Done 1,000 miles.
Was it 275?
275. Good car.
See, I don't even
275.
look. Oh, it's good. Doesn't interest me at all. Give me a blue, give me a Moonstone Blue RS5.
So what's the most amount of money you've lost on a car then? Let's get that figure.
Probably a couple of $100,000. Yeah, I think one that stands out for me was a 993 GT that I bought from Germany and didn't know it'd been in an accident.
Oh.
I bought it on the merits of what it was, and then probably being a little bit naive to the 993 GT. It was my first one. I think I gave like £1 million for it, and it had a tub, sent it to auction, and it made 800 grand. So I lost 200 grand on that car. And I bought quite a few Bentley GTs new, which us car dealers should never do, but
Why?
you do. You know, the new model, the new GT
you
when they came out,
loved
the
the
2008 GT,
You loved the
rolling up
GT.
GT Speed,
But you know,
GT
but you know that. Surely you must know Bentley's drop like a stone.
Yeah, I do.
But maybe you don't care.
No, because it was my everyday car.
Right.
I put thousands and thousands and thousands of miles on a GT.
He dailied a Bentley GT for
10
not
years.
the same one, but different variants.
I
but
change them every
always-
year or so.
Yeah, for 10 years.
Yeah, 10 years, yeah.
For 10 years, he just.
I've done hundreds of thousands of miles on a GT.
What do you like about them?
They're just comfortable and fast, aren't they?
Yeah.
There's just a mid-range torque, that 6-litre twin-turbo mid-range torque. You know, you can go from here to Norfolk in no time at all. Well, you could then, in those days, you know. Not so much today with these bloody average speed cameras and cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
But 15 years ago, when they were to 2008, 2009, you know, you could bomb up and down the M4 quite quickly. Yeah. Up the M50, up the Carl, up the M6. You get about in a GT.
Yeah.
Really get about. I came from Old Trafford to Swansea through mid Wales in a Bentley GT Supersport in an hour and 35 minutes. 2:00 in the morning.
Wow.
With a very good friend of mine, Owen Money. He's a
His name is
comedian.
Owen Money.
Well, his stage name is Owen Money.
That's better than Rob.
And Owen Money
Moore.
still talks about it today. He's a comedian in
Well,
Wales.
do you obviously
He's
disturbed
very
him at some point.
Fuck, he's never been the same since.
You've left to go to therapy about it.
Yeah, hour and 35, hour and 40 minutes.
What's the fastest you've ever driven in a car?
224 mile an hour.
At that speed, are you not thinking, I'm very close to death?
No, because of course you're driving a very capable car, but you get to 224, 220, 225 very, very quickly in a very capable car and rub the speed straight off because you can't stay at that speed because there's not enough road. Yeah. It runs at the road very quickly, but in the Chiron, I've done 220 and that a couple of times. Wow.
And that slows down quick as well as it goes.
Yeah,
quick,
yeah.
It
It gets to 220 very, very quickly and comes off very, very quickly. So you just go up and back down, you know.
Right.
And back down to like 180.
And then just cruise.
and then just put it on cruise control.
at 165.
Yeah.
Use the phone.
Coming from Spain, I drove my Bentley GT with my dad, one of the first GTs I've ever owned, 2007, 4, 6, 5, 2005, 2006. Mate of mine lived in southern Spain, left Swansea, drove to southern Spain. It's a long way, isn't it?
Well, it's a day's drive.
It's a long
I mean,
way.
when I say a day, I mean
Shit.
it's 24 hours.
It's a long way.
Yeah.
So anyway, coming back up, this new Spanish motorway had opened, and there was tolls every, 30 or 40 miles, and the Spanish wouldn't pay the tolls. So it was Saturday morning, and I thought we'll just get on it, and the road was really quiet. And it was a brand new road, and it was straight for as long as the eye can see for a long, long, long time. I put a Bentley GT on cruise control at 200 mile an hour. Truth, it's a true story. Yeah, if my dad was still here today, God bless his soul, if he was still here today, he would tell you. But what would happen, Rob, at that speed? Okay, put it on cruise control at 200 mile an hour. It'd do a tank in 40 minutes. So you put it into the petrol station, refuel it, 100-litre tank. Okay, so the caravans you've just passed at 200 mile an hour are now going past the petrol station. So it's not any quicker.
Right, 'cause you have to keep stopping.
You've got to pull in, put on petrol. I did that 3 times. Filled it up 3 times at 200 mile an hour on cruise control. Yeah, we did 600 kilometres in like 3 hours or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's the fastest you've ever driven in a car?
The day I bought my Veyron, I picked the car up from Vienna, and there was I kind of bought it from the Russian mafia and wanted to get out of Vienna immediately. So got out of Vienna. And by the way, I've never been back to Vienna since. And it's such, as I'm driving through it, I'm thinking, what a lovely place this is. Like, it's a beautiful city. And I just wanted to get out of Dodge immediately. So but I didn't know where I was going. So I got on the Autobahn and I headed towards Munich. And I'm on the autobahn. I'm feeling this car out. Although I've had Veyrons before, it was kind of different because this was my personal one, and I would never take a car that's a stock car and do 200 miles an hour in it because I just wouldn't do it. And I'm in the fast lane. I'm doing like 160, 170, and there's a Mercedes S65 Coupe.
Good car.
Up my arse.
V12.
Yeah, V12.
Yeah.
2 guys in it, both wearing a suit. And when I say it's on my bumper, it's on my bumper, and I'm doing 160.
To get out of the way.
He's flashing me to get out of the way, right? So I'm like, the fuck does he think he is? So I thought, right, no problem. Gone. 160, and this is how fast it gets there. Literally 160, 170, 180, 190, 200. Yeah. So I've never been 200 miles an hour in a car. It got to 200, and I'd stop looking at the speedo and start looking at the road.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Because a car pulls out 300 yards in front of you, and you can't stop at that speed. If he's doing 70 kilometers an hour and you're doing 300 kilometers an hour, and a car pulls out, you're hitting him. So you need a lot of road. Yeah. So I'm looking at the road, and I was still flat to the floor for about 6 or 7 seconds. So I'm thinking I got up somewhere 215 or maybe 220, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Left the S65.
For 7 seconds.
Yeah,
and then he just come cruising past me again.
You've got to pull in to get through.
So the car, I mean, I've been more scared doing 70 miles an hour in some cars than I have been doing 220 in a Bugatti. Like there's, I mean, how stable? It's literally like it's nothing. It's just
it does it easy.
I mean, you could take your hands off the steering wheel, and it'd just be still. It's just an amazing car.
It would.
Wow.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
And then you get in an E-Type, and you do 70 miles an hour, and you think this car set the world speed record at 150, I think, or 155.
That's right.
In 1961. Someone done 155 miles an hour in this car. You're doing 70, and you think, don't want to do 75.
No, exactly.
You know,
well, the Testarossas like that over like 85 shakes. And,
probably because the wheels need rebalancing. It shouldn't shake.
Yeah, it does a bit.
Yeah, it might need a service.
Yeah,
I remember that when you offer it to me. Rob, this car shakes me.
I've heard all that before. Right, so
we'll get it shaking over 100 miles an hour. Yeah, give me the keys.
So we have, I just worked this out, I think 65 years worth of car buying experience between you two, roughly. Because you sold your first car at 12?
I'm good at 25 years.
I'm 43.
And you've had 43?
43
and,
yeah.
So
thereabouts.
Pretty close. So could you both give your top tip on buying a car that will probably go up in value? We'll start with you, Mark. I mean, I know there's no guarantee, but what's the top thing you're looking for?
Rarity.
Okay.
Rarity, of course, cars have to be limited numbers. Buying a Panamera, for example, anything that's, but there are lots of cars that are very, very rare in limited numbers. If you buy a car like the SLR 722 behind me, 150 cars globally, 9 UK cars. It's a bit of a no-brainer when the cars are that low in production numbers, not like Ferraris and Porsches, and they're not numbered, and they say they make 1,968, 911, whatever.
And there's 4,000.
And there's 4,000
right.
of them.
Yeah.
And Ferrari do the same, don't they? So top tip would be it's got to be low mileage. It's got to have proper history. It's got to be original, which is the most important part of it. And they've got to be made in limited numbers. And then the rest then is down to you, really, on your personal taste. But I buy cars not because they're great investments. I buy cars because I want to buy the car. If it goes up in value, great. If it doesn't go up in value, I'm not bothered.
Oh, you're really not bothered?
If it goes down in value, of course I'll be bothered.
Right.
But I've been in the car trade 43 years. I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I know a good car. You see a good car from 100, same as Carl can. You look at a car from 100 metres away and tell if it's any good or not.
Wow.
You know, we can, Carl, can't we?
Yeah.
We can, you know. But then it comes down to personal taste.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
Ford Sierra RS 500, mid 52 blue cars. Job done.
Moonstone Blue.
Moonstone blue. Job done.
And what about you, Carl? What's your, in addition to that?
Yeah, I mean, I would second that. The only thing that I would tell someone different, and I have this conversation with a lot of people, because I sell a lot of people investment cars, and they're not really car people. They kind of like cars, and they want to invest in the car. So what I say to them is, do you like this car?
Yeah.
And if they go, no, okay, well, you're never going to see a return, because the minute you see the smallest return, it's done its job, you're going to sell it. But if you love the car, like Mark said, he buys cars because he loves them. You know how many times I've tried to buy that SLR from him? That's probably more than double his money on that car, and he won't sell it.
No, it's not for sale.
Because he loves it. If you love something, then and it goes up in value, you see the full potential, because you want
don't
to
sell
hang
it
on
too
to
early,
it.
yeah.
He bought an Escort RS for 40 grand and sold it for 730. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, viewers need to listen to this, because this is the blueprint of how you do it. Buy a car you love,
Yeah.
and then you're inclined not to sell it, but don't want to sell it.
And if it goes up in value, the ownership becomes even more special.
Yeah, you like it even
the
more
SLR.
then.
Right,
I bought
yeah,
this
yeah.
SLR 722 12 years ago, Carl.
Yeah.
Must be 12
Yeah.
years ago. I bought it from DD Classics in London, given 225,000 quid for it. It's now worth £500,000.
Wow.
Minimum £500,000
Yeah.
quid, you know. And I've done about 15,000 kilometres in it. But because it's gone up more than doubled in value, okay, I've owned it a long time.
Yeah.
And the servicing costs can be quite high. But I've used it an awful lot, and it's gone up in value. Therefore, the ownership is great.
Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. But you can't do it with every car.
Yeah.
You know, going back to my point about limited numbers
So we'll come back to cars, but this show is called Cars and Money. How did you make your money?
in the car trade. Started when I was 15 with one car.
Wow.
I've now got 5,000.
So you bought one car and you sold it and you made a bit.
Yeah,
Can you remember what you made on your first car?
I can. Yeah, and I grew up in my dad's spar shop, stacking shelves and packing potatoes. Come on from school. Didn't really go to school an awful lot, to be honest.
No car dealers go to school.
You didn't.
No,
No,
we don't
neither,
know.
neither did I. No. And yeah, so my dad would pay me a £5 a shift. So stacking shelves. And so it was like 13, 14. I'd saved £1,000 in £5 notes. And I'd put the £5 notes at the back of my wardrobe in my bedroom so my sister wouldn't nick it. And I got £1,000. As I said to my dad one day, I said, Dad, I got £1,000 and I'll buy a car. He went, where did you get that grand from? I said, no, the £5 you've been giving me. So I've been saving them. He said, have you really? I said, yeah. He said, okay, well, if you put £1,000 in, I'll put £1,000 in. I said, okay. And our next door neighbours, I was living in the valleys in a place called Ebervale. To the right-hand side was a chap called Robert Clark. And his missus, his wife, had a 1982 XR3. I remember it because I was 14. And he had a 1982 911 Turbo to the left-hand side, to my right-hand side. To my left-hand side, a chap called Roy Baxter, his wife had a brand new XR3, and he also had a 911 Turbo. In the middle is me with my parents, 14, 15 years of age. My dad had quite a nice Merc, 380 SE in green, 4 or 5 years old, and a green transit van. So that's where I get the love of green from, Carl. I love green cars. And a green transit van. So I'm looking, well, there's Robert Clark and Roy Baxter with these XR3s and 911 turbos, and my dad's got a transit van. I think I should be a car dealer. So that's when I started. I saved up my £5 notes, and Robert Clark took us to a Tewkesbury car auctions, British car auctions, and I bought a 1983 Escort 1.6 gear, give £2,000 for it, put it in the Exchange Mart and the Western Mail, which is the local rag for South Wales. Of course, there was no online then, no mobile phones then. We're talking 1983, 1984, 1983. And so the phone number that was in the ad, in the paper, and one of the back pages for the classifieds, And my dad's phone number for the shop was 309-567. It was actually 9567 then. There was no 30. It was before the 30, the 4-digit number, you know.
Yeah.
With a 495 code. So I'd set by the office where the phone was for the newspaper would come out on at 8 o'clock on a Friday morning, and I'd stay there all day waiting for the phone to ring to someone who wants to buy my car. And I sold it the same day for £2,500.
Wow.
So I made £500 out of it, the same day. Same day I advertised it. It's like a week, 10 days from when I bought it.
So that's 10 full shifts.
Exactly.
Working for your dad
that's
in
exactly
one
what
car.
I thought.
100 full shifts.
100 full
Yes,
shifts.
100 full shifts, that's right, yeah.
Sorry, it's been a long one.
Yeah. And then, so I got £2,500. So I said, I'm going to do this again. So then I bought another one. I bought another Escort 1.6 gear from British Car Auctions in Tewkesbury. I sold it for £3,000. I thought, okay, I'll buy two now then. So I bought two for £1,500 and sold those for £500 profit each. So then all of a sudden I've got £4,000. And I go, oh, okay, I'll buy another two and get to 10. And then I had 3. And then before I passed my test, I had like 10 cars. Couldn't even drive them. Of course I could drive them.
Yeah.
But so that's where it started from, yeah.
I've interviewed so many, like yourself, very successful, wealthy people, and I always like to have a bit of fun and Google your net worth, because it goes up and down. So Google says you're worth 154 million. Is Google close?
No,
Nowhere near.
So is Google under or over?
a little bit under.
Okay.
I would have said a lot under.
What do you think Mark's net worth is?
You can never.
I'm not going to ask Mark direct because that's indiscreet.
You can never tell with Mark. You can never ever tell. I've known him a very 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 long time, and
But you said
I
way under.
I don't know anybody that. It's only because you use your initiative and think I don't really know anybody that works as hard as you, has a very very successful business. You see his turnover, and I think it's a lot more than that. That's just my opinion.
What do you think it is?
Well, the HMRC might be watching, so I don't really want to declare it.
Okay, 2 million quid. Yeah. Well, you've got two types of rich people, haven't you? The people that are trying to inflate what their net worth is, and then the people that are trying to hide it away, generally.
But you also, the people that are trying to inflate it, I find, don't have it to inflate.
well, that's of course.
They
That's
just
why they're trying to
I do
inflate
love when
it.
someone says, on paper, on paper.
Yeah.
Well, can you take the where are you going to take the paper to? Because you can't pay me with the paper. So where are you going to take the paper to? What's that worth? Nothing. On paper, I'm worth this. Well, okay, great. On paper, I'm 6'5".
Yeah.
I used to play in the NBA.
So we've got 4 very special cars here, and you set them up in this almost we're in a boxing ring of cars, aren't we?
Yeah, it is really.
Yeah.
I sort of framed it for the interview, and I thought, well, it'd be a bit of fun, something different. I've watched your interviews with Carl several times, and thought, well, why not?
So, what's your favourite one car like these 4, and why?
So when someone asks me what my favourite car is in any situation, I first think, okay, how much can I earn out of it?
Yeah, of course you do. How much you pay for it? What can I get for it?
So I take,
And none of these are for sale, by the way.
I know. So
No,
Before you
a car
start,
that you would
okay,
have.
Before you start,
a car that I would have. Well, you know what? I kind of would want all 4 because they all serve a different purpose. We had a great memory. I've got the picture of it actually in my house. So Mark invited me and Mitzi, me and my wife, to the James Bond premiere. What film was it?
it was the last James Bond film.
Yeah. What was it called? Can't remember what it was called.
Can't remember.
Anyway, whatever it was called. In the Monte Carlo casino. That's where the premiere of the film was. Full black tie, everything. And Mark's car was on display because it's the only
His DB5 Goldfinger.
DB5 Goldfinger
Parked outside the casino.
parked outside the casino.
Wow.
So it was we had a fantastic few days. But the day before the event's coming on, I'm in the Hotel de Paris with Mitzi having a few drinks, having a bit of food. Mark's come down in the DB5, and I've not seen it yet. He's not long had it because it's been going through restoration for years. I mean, like 3 years of restoration.
5 years, yeah.
5 years. Mark's come down. Now, if you've ever been to Casino Square in Monaco, it's like a TV set. You don't feel any elements of any weather. There's no wind. It's not exactly roasting, but it's not cold. any time of the year. It's just like being inside because all the buildings like surround it. So Mark's come out and he's pulled outside the hotel and he's put the guns up out the grill and like shooting everybody in the guns. We went for a spin. We've come back round. We've parked the car now, and this was before Casino Square had changed. Now it's just like a one-way street that goes through it where you can drive. But before you could park your car there. He parked his car, then he let off the smoke bombs out the back. But because there's no wind in Monaco, he smoked the whole of Casino Square out. So the people are sat in Café de Paris. They can't see their food. They're coughing. They're running out the casino. The security, like, what's going on?
Something's on fire.
What's going on? He's got the guns going. The smoke machines going off. They were going off.
The police are going nuts. The Monaco police. Stop,
no one's ever been
stop.
arrested for smoking out Casino Square.
Yeah.
So we had some great memories in that. That was a good story. I've got the picture as well of me and Mitzi outside of the casino with that.
Shirley Bassey.
With Shirley Bassey.
Yeah.
Shirley Bassey was there. But getting back to the question,
You've got to choose one.
I take the Chiron.
Why would you take the Chiron?
I'm just a big Bugatti fan. I think they are. I love a Veyron, and that is the the big brother on steroid of a Veyron. It's whatever a Veyron lacks. That's perfect. It's usable. It's beautiful. I think the color of that and the spec is great as well. Big fan of the SLR, but you could use a Chiron every day. You can't an SLR. I'm in two minds about the AMG 1, if I'm honest.
Why?
I think it's one of those designs that I'll look back on in 5 years and go, wow, what a beautiful car. But today, I think it's probably, because it's very different. It's very, the fin on the back, that sort of shark's fin on the back, that was kind of being introduced now that was probably the first one to introduce it for the aerodynamics. I'm thinking, does it look right? It probably does. I think it's a car that I'll appreciate the looks of as time goes on.
Yeah.
But once again, not really a usable car as the Chiron is.
No, they're two very, very different cars.
Yeah, two very different cars. So for me,
What's different between them?
This is very, very usable. It's a proper GT car.
So the Chiron.
Yeah, the Chiron, yeah.
So you much more usable.
Oh, much more usable, yes. But
It's just weird, isn't it, that we're sitting here saying that Bugatti Chiron is more of a usable kind of daily car
I'll tell you what,
compared to...
genuinely,
there's not
you
many
can
more
use that
usable
car.
cars you can drive.
Really?
You can drive that car like a Golf. It's as
Really?
easy as a Golf to drive, and you can take it down. I do take it down the shops.
I got pulled over one day in my Bugatti when I first bought it, and my number plate previous to the Bugatti was registered on a Volkswagen Golf. And I'd had the Bugatti for a few days, put my number plate on, but it officially wasn't on the car. And they pulled me over. And this is not the famous pullover. This was another
That's a
time.
nice Golf.
And they pulled over and they said, the number plate's not registered to the car. I said, it is. He said, it's registered to a Golf. I said, mate, it is a Golf. so he was like, but the guy that was with him was into his cars. He knew, he got the joke.
he was all like,
Because obviously it's Volkswagen Audi.
Yeah.
The whole car's
Right.
Volkswagen, basically.
That's right.
So, mate, it is a Golf.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm a massive fan of Chirons, Veyrons. For the minute you own a Bugatti, it's very hard to see yourself without one.
It's true.
You know?
It's a strange feeling.
Like, I haven't had one now for
Yeah.
a few years. I had the Pagani and whatever, but yesterday I bought back my original Veyron. I don't know,
did
I haven't
you?
told you.
Oh, wow.
No, I bought it back.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the miles on it now then?
He's never used it.
Oh, really?
Never
You got
used
it back?
Got
How
it
much?
back.
Oh, well done.
So it's 1.5 million now.
Right.
But I look at it and I've got it in the showroom next to the Pagani. So my two exes
Oh,
together,
that's lovely.
right?
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't feel any love towards the Pagani. I could do the Veyron.
Yeah.
And you get this, and the reason I think you've said the Chiron is when you sold the Grand Sport, you already had the Chiron.
That's right.
I don't think you could cope without owning a Bugatti.
Oh, well,
And that's why, how many people have you
14,
interviewed
15, 13.
into cars that have a Bugatti? They have 3 of them, they have 4 of them, they have 5 of them. How many people do we know? Well, I mean, you had multiple at one point, but
Yeah.
how many people do we know that have got 3, 4, 5 different versions of
quite a
this
few.
car? Quite a few.
And I've just bought another one.
And you've got 2. You've just bought
Which one
another
have you
one.
bought?
I bought a Veyron Supersport.
And do you think they're better than like the top McLarens, the LaFerraris, all the top other cars?
I still think they're very undervalued.
They're also very different, Rob. they don't drive anything like any other car.
No,
that
they
you've
don't
ever
drive like a
driven.
Ferrari or a Porsche or a
How do they drive
McLaren
different?
or-
They drive like a F-16 fighter jet.
The power's addictive. That
Right.
mid-range torque. Well, it's 1,500 brake horsepower. The Supersport's 1,200 brake horsepower. But that is 60 to 160. No, that sounds on the autobahns, of course, in Germany.
Yeah.
60 to 160 is set. It just delivers it in seconds, and it's so safe to drive. The four-wheel drive, it just delivers it. It makes a great noise, and it's just, Carl, it's just so addictive.
I done
isn't it?
9,000 miles, 15,000 kilometers in my Veyron.
Yeah,
And the last day, the car was sold, and I went to the station to fuel it up for the guy who was coming in 3 or 4 days. The guy I just bought it back from. And I drove to the petrol station, which is on the M42 roundabout. And I thought, fuck it, I'll go for one last blast in this car. Like, I had the car for 4 or 5 years. I've done all the miles. I've got loads of memories in it.
Yeah.
And even though I'd done 9,000 miles in that car, when I pulled out the petrol station, got to the slip road and put my foot down, it still made me laugh
yeah.
uncontrollably.
yeah.
Still take
Like,
a breath
like
away.
Yeah.
it wasn't like, it never made me smile.
That's right.
It still
That's right.
shocked me
That's
Yeah.
right.
and made me laugh. Like,
That's right.
oh, that's unbelievable.
It takes
you know?
they take your breath away.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
the only car that will.
And I don't know of
take
another
your breath
car.
away.
And
No.
I think that's the way the noise, because it's got 4 turbos. So you literally feel like you've been sucked back
Yeah,
and then
catapulted.
catapulted out of a cannon down the road.
That's true. That's what it's like.
It's just an
addictive.
amazing
The
feeling.
power is so addictive, and it's the only car on the planet like that delivers that power in that fashion.
Right.
There's nothing else like it.
And you know, petrol heads, real petrol heads, you know, they love naturally aspirated, non-turbo cars. I think they're off their head. Put them in a Veyron or a Chiron, and then tell me they don't like that.
That's right. It's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
I think it holds a special. But by the way, my dad hates every model of Bugatti. He doesn't like.
He
them
doesn't
at
like
all.
cars.
He doesn't
Full
like
stop,
cars.
does he?
He doesn't like
He doesn't
cars.
like
at all.
cars.
Doesn't
End
like
of.
cars.
He's
But
just
out of all the cars he hates them the most.
Is it because they saw flash?
Yeah, he's not a flash person.
No.
And I think it's because, you know, yeah, they get a lot of attention.
They're a bit flash,
They're a
aren't
bit
they?
flash for
Yeah.
him. Yeah, he just
Yeah.
thinks it's just, you know, a show off. And it is. Fuck, I mean, you should be able to show off. You know, you could be able to afford a Bugatti. You don't want to give the same money for a Bugatti as you do a car that's understated. You want no one to look at you.
I
you know?
had that in a car show in Wales a week
The
last
Bugatti.
Sunday in
Yeah.
the Chiron. I took these 3 cars down actually,
Yeah.
and my son, he's 10 years of age. He's there showing the cars off, living it. So he loves, he's full petrol head. He loves cars, and I go wandering off to see some friends around the show, and he's there, and the cars are open. He's got the doors open, and there's a queue to sit in it, but it's got bright blue carpets.
Yeah.
I get back into the market and go in, the little shit. He's opened the door and he's letting people sit, which is fine by
What
me.
you didn't know is he was charging a £5.
Well, he should have
You
been.
would have done
He
that.
should have been, yeah, for charity.
Yeah.
And I go back to the car. The light blue carpets of the car they were black.
Yeah, black. Yeah.
Black. And I go, do you know what? I don't care.
Yeah.
Because he shared the car
Yeah.
all day. And that was the same. Then we opened that one. Then we opened the DB5.
In for a
Yeah.
penny, in for a pound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we haven't cleaned. We haven't cleaned the inside of that one yet.
Yeah.
It's full of mud.
Yeah,
On
yeah,
if the doors are open, share it, get on with it. And
Yeah.
I just walked away.
I think Bugatti as a brand, they're the ultimate. You know, we've talked about it before. I love them. They're the ultimate take the piss. They have you hostage when you own one. You're literally their hostage. But it's worth it. You know,
Yeah.
it honestly is worth it. And if you've got to worry about it, you
Can't
shouldn't
afford
buy a
one.
Bugatti.
Yeah.
You shouldn't
afford
buy a
one.
Bugatti.
End of
If you
story.
worry about, and listen, I've bitched and complained about a $9,000 bill here and this, that, and the other,
Yeah.
because that's stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact of I've got a £1.5 million car. Talking about a Veyron, you got a £1.5 million car. The service is 15 grand. Oh, the service, but I won't buy one because the service bill. It's stupid.
It's relative, isn't it?
It's like if you had a 100
Yeah.
grand car,
Yeah.
And the
And
service
the
was
service
a
was
grand. That was
1,000.
1%.
That's right.
you
Yeah.
wouldn't blink an eyelid.
No.
That's right. That's right.
It is what a Range Rover can cost £1,000 to service.
You want service a Range Rover for £1,000 these
That's what I'm
days.
saying. So you know,
It's all it's relative
your,
terms.
your,
Yeah.
your Aventador's £5 grand for a service.
It's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's $5,000 for a
As we
service.
train to persuade ourselves is a good thing to do.
I have already persuaded myself. I've completely bought
We
into the
both
brand.
Right, we'll come back to cars in a minute. I'd like to ask both of you, but I'll start with Mark. You know, you said what, 40 odd years in the car trade?
43 years. Yeah.
Okay. Give us a couple of tips on how to be successful in business.
I think basic tips for any successful businessman will tell you exactly the same as I'm going to tell you, is that it's hard work. You know, you make your own luck, and the harder you work, the luckier you get. And it's absolutely true. And, you know, I worked every single weekend, every bank holiday Monday for like 25 years, you know. It's a sacrifice. You have to make a sacrifice to be successful. If you're not prepared to put the hours in, if you're not prepared to take chances and calculated risks and work 28 hours a day, 8 days a week, 365 days of the year, and if you haven't made £1 million by the time you're 40, then you're probably not going to make £1 million after. When people are in their younger years, I started at 15. I made my first £1 million by the time I was 24.
Wow.
But my work ethic hasn't changed. I still work extremely hard. I still up 4 o'clock in the morning doing lists. I got something on my mind. Peace and quiet. Kids are in bed. Dogs are quiet. Missus is sleeping. I'm up 4 o'clock. Great. I got my peace and quiet. You know, and I'll be up doing my lists 4 till 6, and then I'll go back to bed for another hour. And I still do that today.
Right. And therefore, do you think it's really important that you're doing a business that you enjoy because you love cars?
Oh, absolutely. It's a hobby. My business is not like a job or a business. It's a hobby to me. I just live and breathe it, and it's absolutely vitally important to do something that you love, because if you're doing something you don't love, you can't put your heart and soul into it. If you can't put your heart and soul into it, don't bother.
Yeah.
It's the wrong vocation for you. Everybody's got a talent. They have to find that talent. I believe everybody's got a talent, but you just keep moving on and keep changing things. And my wife will tell you, on my headstone will be force change, and genuinely that's like force change. If something's not working, force it, change it. You've got to change it and just keep ploughing on. You've got to have the determination, and that determination comes with sacrifice.
Yeah.
You more or less sacrifice your life.
Wow.
To be honest.
Okay. And Carl, you've got 25 years business and car experience, and you're not even 40 yet, are you?
No, I'm not.
So
you got
you've got a lot of experience under your belt for someone still young. What are your couple of tips on doing well in business and money?
I think Mark's hit the nail on the head. And the only thing that I would differ from what Mark said is, and I think he'll agree with this as well when he hears me say it, that you start off in a business, or you start off doing a job that you love because you love it. I used to love cars. I still love cars, but I love business.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And where it now isn't a job because I love it, it's my life. It's not a hobby because I wouldn't choose to do it or not to do it. It's just I wake up every morning and that's what I do. And my dad always says, he says it globally every day, a 9 to 5 will get you by, but that's all it's going to do. You need to work 8 days a week. You need to work 40 hours a day. You need to make it your life. You need to make it your priority. I made, and I was kind of forced. Well, I wasn't forced to, but I was shown to make business my number one priority over everything in your younger years. There's no point getting to your 45, 50, your kids are grown up, you're like, right, now I'm going to start working hard. So you're making life hard work for yourself. If you'd have done that when you're 20...
It's too late.
It's too late. So I was forced in my younger years. When I was 13, 14, 15, there was no going to the cinema with friends on a Wednesday afternoon after school.
Exactly the same.
You go to work.
We just worked.
You go to work, and you go to work every day.
That's right.
Sundays, everyone meets up at the bowling alley on Sundays and go, no.
But it's a chosen lifestyle that we...
And it was just explained to me, if you do this and you have this work ethic, you will be successful. And I think you could take that to anybody, no matter what their profession is.
You're going to play it to anything.
Even if they're not very good at what they do. If you work harder than him, you'll get there eventually. Because you'll teach yourself, like you said, force change. You'll teach yourself how to do it your way.
How to do it better than the next person.
And do it better than the next person. So, there's no excuse for hard work. Simple as that.
Silver has crashed. It's back to its price in 1974, and I'm going to buy more. And if you'd like to learn how to invest and build multiple streams of recurring income, I recommend you join Money.School. Money.School is my global financial education platform to help as many people on this planet get better financial knowledge. For less than 4 Starbucks coffees a month, there are hundreds of hours of courses, resources, and masterclasses going back a decade to teach how to make, manage, and multiply money and gain financial freedom. So join thousands of other money and freedom seekers on the link Money.School and start today your journey to financial freedom and more money. Right, so I've got one more question for you, Mark, and then I've got about 4 or 5 questions for you both. So in our research, it looks like you are one of, if not the highest taxpayers in Wales. Is that true?
The Google search that you've got is out of date.
But I mean, have you paid millions, tens of millions in tax?
Tens of millions, yes. Tens of millions.
And how do you think our current government are investing the taxpayer money that we're giving them?
Part of the reason why I left, to be honest.
Wow.
I left the UK in 2001, became a non-resident of the UK and moved to Monaco.
Well, it's really sad we're losing people like you.
I completely agree. Yeah.
Because I know a millionaire or a billionaire every week that's leaving.
Yeah. It's just beyond belief what's happening in this
What's
country.
gone wrong for you?
I think local government and national government is the way in which they squander the money. You know, they can't fix the fucking potholes outside my house in Swansea, you know?
And when you've got 130 supercars, that's a problem.
But it's basics, isn't it? You know, basics. They just squander the money. You see the principles. The bins are full. The potholes are in the road. But then they go and squander money on the HS2. How many billions of pounds as governments, not just the Labour government and the Conservative government, has wasted on infrastructure like the HS2? Billions and billions. And that's COVID. How much money did the governments throw at COVID? Now, that really annoyed me. You know, paying millions and millions and millions of pounds to the government every year in tax. And people were allowed to squander it. You know, you apply for these loans. The government wrote off 8 billion quid. People who were applying for loans never paid them back. They still never pay them back today.
Wow.
And they haven't been asked to pay them back. Now, that really winds me up. So, you know, my blood pressure would go through the roof.
Wow.
Just driving around Swansea or Cardiff, being Welsh all my life, and to see how education, the education, the kids are not being taught well. You know, the NHS. Look at the NHS. Look at the state of the NHS. You know, but there's reasons for that, of course. But it's a shambles. You know, the government should be run by business people, not by fucking politicians. It should be run by business people. If it's run by business people, this country would be in a different financial position today. They give the power to the politicians, and they have no acumen in business.
Right. Does that piss you off? That we're losing great people like that?
Oh, of course. You know, that's my client base. Of course.
I was thinking more for the country, but you're just thinking about your car sales.
Charity starts at home. It is, because we're taking people out this country that could bring a lot to the country. We're forcing them out, or should I say they are forcing them out the country. And who knows, that it could be the next Bamford could appear. You know, the next Dyson could appear. But they're going to now appear from another country, and they're going to put all their influx of wealth into that country. I totally agree with Mark in every sense of the word. I think the government in this country, they should have to prove themselves before they put themselves in a position of where they can run a country. They can't run a bath, let alone run a country. They've never run a business. And what pisses me off is who's the deputy prime minister who's just been sacked? What's her name?
Angela Rayner.
Yeah. She has gone behind their own laws of stamp duty and not paid the stamp duty that they enforced to pay.
It stinks.
I mean, that should have been, from there on in, that should have been, right, your whole party's fucked. You're out.
That's right.
That's
right.
Well, it happened in COVID when they locked us down and they had parties.
Yeah. So I feel sorry for Boris. I like Boris Johnson.
Me too. I like
Boris Johnson.
Bring him
and
back.
what did he do? He had a few beers. We all had a few beers in COVID. Fuck off. Do you know what I mean? He had a few beers. This woman's costing the country money by not paying the tax that they've implied that they should pay. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a joke. All I'm hoping is because I get Mark and other friends who say, Carl, what are you still doing in the UK? Or why are you still here? You can
I ask you all the time.
Yeah, all the time. I just hope that things are so fucked at the minute and get worse that when the next parliament comes in, they will go fully the opposite way. And if we're 15 degrees left, we're going to go 30 degrees right. If that makes sense. It's going to be, right, let's bring them all back.
That's right.
Let's lower the taxes, lower VAT, let's do this and do that. Now, this is only my theory. I'm not a politician by no means. But it's a business common sense.
But you are a good businessman.
Yeah, in business common sense, I would say, right, John down the road pays 25 grand a year tax. Okay? That's the percentage of what he earns to what he pays. Say his percentage is 40%, right? Mr. Bailey pays £5 million a year tax, which is also 40%. Let's say to Mr. Bailey, look, we're going to cut you down to 30% because you pay us so much. We want to keep you here, treat you well. Mr. Bailey's going to give you more money in that basis. You tax him heavily once for 1 year, he's going to leave. You need to. It's like feeding a wild animal. You know, you chuck the whole food at them once, they eat it, and they go away. If you just keep giving them a bit, give them an incentive to keep coming back to you, brings money into the country. We need money in this country. If tourism stopped in this country, i.e., the Arabs that come over in the summer to London. If you took them out of the situation, London...
That is happening.
They're all going.
That is
going,
happening,
but
yeah.
what I'm saying is...
London's a mess. I'm ashamed to say...
It's not like obviously, they're not... They are coming back, not as many as there were. But when they stop, there'll be no spending in the high street in London.
Carl, there was a 24-year-old kid got killed for his Rolex watch outside Harrods 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on in this country? They can't police it. They can't look after... The medical health is non-existent. They can't police it. They can't look after it. All they do is squandering everything.
I feel like they're almost encouraging it. They're making it easy for these crimes to happen. You know, when was the last time something that happened, someone got stabbed for a watch, they found the guy and give him 5 years in prison? When was the last time that happened? It doesn't happen, does it?
No.
Like, if anyone in Labour actually gets to listen to this, they should listen to this. Because this is happening everywhere. People with money, their behaviours are changing. They're moving out of the UK and they're avoiding these taxes because they're getting so penalised here. And all this rhetoric, people think, oh, well, you know, the billionaires are getting away with paying no tax here. That's not true. They wouldn't leave. If they were paying no tax here, they'd stay. They're having it away. I don't think
it's the fact of paying no tax. I don't think it's the fact, and I don't even, because I deal with people in countries like Singapore, for example, right? And the rate of duty you have to pay on a luxury item in Singapore is disgusting. I mean, it's ridiculous. Some cars are 300% of the value of the car. You sell a car for £1 million, by the time you got it in Singapore, it's £3 million. And they still buy them. And they've accepted that's the way their country is. But somebody who I was dealing with the other day, I was over in Singapore and I was talking to them about it, and I was saying how bad it is. Like, he must feel sick when he sees somebody from the UK driving a 500 grand car and it owes him 1.5 million. He said, you know what, Carl? He said, look at the place. He said, you won't find a chewing gum wrapper on the floor. He said, you won't find an altercation with anybody. He said, it was safe. You can walk down the street. He said, I can leave my watch here and forget about it. He said, that's worth a lot of money to me.
It's just run by proper people.
He said,
not run by politicians.
He said, forget taxes and
it's run
duties.
by business people.
Yeah. He said, I feel safe. I feel safe here. That's more important. What's important to me is not how much money my Bugattis cost me. It's my wife is going to take the kids to school today in her nice car, and she's not going to get it keyed or get robbed or get stabbed.
That's right.
So that's important. In this country, you get fucked for tax and VAT, and you're in probably one of the most dangerous countries in the world for crime, for knife crime. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's no upside, is there? Give me an upside, please. I'm a very, very patriotic person.
Me too.
I love the UK. I'm very proud to be English and from the UK. But take that away, there's nothing else. There's nothing else I can say good about it. Really.
No. No, sad.
Sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad.
Right. Finish on the quick fire round. Ask you both. I'll start with Mark, as he's our special guest. So should you buy, lease or finance a car, and why?
So private individual, I think the PCP route is great.
Yeah.
Very affordable. The monthly payments are very affordable. There's a balloon at the end. I think the finance companies have got that more or less nailed. So you can part exchange the car and go again. You usually need to put a deposit in.
That's a big part of your business, isn't it? Car finance?
Yeah, 70% of what we sell is finance, car finance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the PCP product is a really good product for the consumer.
Right.
Finance is a little bit more expensive and less flexible.
Yeah.
Leasing, of course, is not available to a private individual.
No.
But new car deals, there's some great new car deals out there too. Again, all on PCP with a big residual values for the PCPs, brings the monthly payments down. Give the car back.
Are there ways you can own cars in a business?
Yes, of course, paying company car tax. Can you imagine the
Well,
company
that's
car
not
tax on a Bugatti Chiron? Back to tax.
Yeah.
It's impossible to own a nice car as a company car within the business. I think a lot of people take a personal wage or a personal allowance to buy their own car. And of course, electric cars are tax efficient.
Yeah.
But electric cars have a place in society. But not everybody wants to drive around an electric car.
Did you hear that, Carl? Nope. Electric cars have a place in society.
No, I don't. Not my society.
Not in Carl's world.
So if you were Prime Minister, that'd be the first thing you would do, ban electric cars?
No, I'd say you can have them. You just can't tell anybody that you have a car because you don't have a car.
What do you
You
have?
have a fax machine with wheels.
A Hoover.
Yeah. Not interested. That's no.
Okay, Carl, should you buy, lease or finance a car?
There's upsides and downsides to all of those situations. What I like to look at is you can do an interest-only option on a car. And like Mark said, these finance companies, they've got the balloon pretty much bang on now. So after 2 years, what your balloon is pretty much, what you're going to owe and what it's worth. But you're paying for the interest. So you can have a very, very, very nice car and just pay for the interest and, lose your deposit that you put in.
Yes.
9 times out of 10, that's gone.
Yeah.
If it hasn't
that's
gone,
the depreciation.
Yeah, it's the depreciation. But if it hasn't gone, then great.
It's a bonus.
Just as a bonus, you can go and have another car for free. You just swap agreements and then put that deposit into another car. Me personally, all my personal cars, all my stock, but all my personal cars are all personally funded because I look at things in a different way. I suppose if I seen an opportunity to buy a car that I couldn't afford, or invest in a business that I didn't have the money to invest, then it's worth financing a car and put that money to work and let it pay for itself or let it earn more. So it depends on people's circumstances.
Yeah. Okay. Mark, how do you sell anything to anyone as someone who's sold about 1 million cars?
How do you sell anything to anyone? I think, being a salesman all my life, to sell anything to anyone is to find an angle to make it desirable. And the want. Why would someone want what you're trying to sell? And if you make them believe that they want it, then of course you can sell anything.
Yeah.
But I think that only a salesman can do that, to be honest. But some people have a natural talent for that. Carl's still learning, of course. But
he's only got 25 years.
I'm still learning every day.
Carl, how do you sell anything to anyone?
First off, you tell them that they can't have it.
Oh, that's a good one.
The fund is always closed.
You can't. It's not for sale. It depends on the personality of your audience.
So if you said that to Mark, he'd want it even more.
That's the only way you can sell Mark something.
Right.
And selling to a salesman is much easier, isn't it?
Is it?
No, it's so much easier.
So much easier.
Oh, so easy.
We
seconds. It takes us seconds to have it.
Yeah.
Literally seconds. So much easier. So much easier.
Yeah.
Whether if I'm buying from him or he's buying from me, it's because we both know the value of it. Hey, Mark, I've got a Phantom Zenith. Yeah. It's cheap.
So you go back to that fantasy before we start.
See, I'm already planting the seeds.
He's already digging the second biggest part.
He never gives up. He never gives up.
And, we all know the value of the car. So, Mark, it's cheap. How cheap is it? It's that much. Yeah, good car. Do me a better deal. Well, dang, you've already got him. And he knows he's already got me. He knows that I'm not going to miss him for a little bit here, a little bit there, or we'll come down, we'll flip a coin. It's easy. It's sometimes it's hard to sell someone something when they think the deal is too good. They get nervous.
Yeah.
Right.
It could be too cheap.
It could be too cheap. And they're wondering why.
That's right.
It's human nature, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
If it's too good to be true.
That's why you're always the most expensive.
That's why I'm always the
It's
most
gotta be the
expensive.
best.
It's got to be the best. Yeah, no, it depends on your audience, but I like to you know what? If I've got a car for sale and I have a client that he's interested in the car, obviously I'm going to try and do him the best deal I can for me and for him. But at the same time, he's not the only person in the world for that car. So I don't need to jump through hoops, do backflips and set the world on fire because he's the only person that's going to buy it. If he buys it, then great, and I'll try my best. But you know what? If he doesn't, then it will be his loss because I'll put a deal to him that he can't replicate anywhere else.
Mark, what do you think is the biggest kind of scam in the car world that you guys in the car world know, but maybe the public don't know so well?
I think if you asked me that question 25 years ago, 20 years ago, then I could probably reel them off. Before digitalization of the DVLA, digitalization of MOTs and all of that sort of stuff. The biggest scam today, the motor trade is regulated now. It's much cleaner than it ever used to be, and it's getting cleaner.
Yeah.
We embrace all of the FCA procedures and policies and DD that everything comes with it. But of course, there's still some underground stuff going on, which, to be honest, I'm not close to. So I wouldn't know, to be honest, Rob. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, yeah, I'd know.
What about car insurance? That doesn't really feel fair to me. I had someone reverse into my DBS. She reversed in. She admitted it. We swapped details. Went to claim. My business partner said, "Don't do that." I was like, "Why?" He said, "Well, we have 14 cars on our joint policies, and all of them will go up, and they'll go up for 5 years." And lo and behold, he was right. And every single one of my cars, even the lettings agency cars, all their policies went up, and it was her fault reversing into my car.
Yeah.
That seems wrong.
That's just ridiculous.
Is that normally?
But I think there's lots of insurance companies out there, isn't it? It's a very competitive market.
Right.
So, I just renewed my policy for my personal cars. And my policy really hasn't gone up at all in the last 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Because I've shopped around, you know. There's lots of big companies out there. So I think if you're in that position, don't accept it.
Yeah. Shop
around.
Okay. What about you, Carl? Anything that goes on in the car world that you think is a bit of a scam? Maybe that the public don't know.
Yeah, 100%. The production numbers of rare cars, I don't think is anywhere near the truth.
So you think they underplay how many cars they actually make?
Yeah.
Well, that's why they don't number them any longer.
Yeah, so
they're not individually numbered.
Obviously, I'm not having a go at Ferrari because I'm a massive Ferrari fan. They are my brand that I adore all their cars. But Ferrari
you think
are the
they're
biggest
at it?
culprits.
Are they?
Oh, yeah. Do you honestly think there's 80 599 Apertas in the world?
No, of course there's not.
Is there
How many do you think there are?
at least double. More.
Definitely.
More.
Porsche are the same.
Porsche second.
They're the worst.
They're the worst.
They're the worst.
Because I'll tell you why Porsche are the worst. Ferrari make their numbers low and say they're lower. Porsche are not even that low. And
they still double up.
And because of that, they can get away with making 5,000 cars if they say there's only 2,000 made.
That's right.
But you can't make 5,000 cars if there's 100 made.
That's right.
So Porsche are worse than that.
Yeah, that doesn't seem right at all.
You see the catalogue, you see, 1,963 911 STs made. I mean,
Bullshit.
That's total bollocks.
Okay, Mark, what do you prefer, cars or money?
Both.
You say both to everything. I see why he's an easy guy to sell cars to.
Yeah.
So you just take both.
Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
He wants it all.
Yeah.
Cars, I see cars as money.
Right.
So I'd rather have money sat in the car than sat in the bank.
Wow.
So I've got
So
very...
cars are money.
Yeah, cars
Yeah.
are money, aren't they? You know, I got very little money. I haven't got a savings account. I haven't got a pension.
No.
You know,
Well, it would be going down in value every year, wouldn't
never
it?
paid into a pension and never ever had a savings account. I got no savings in a bank
Right.
account somewhere. My savings are here.
So
There's my savings.
your car collection is your savings and your pension.
Yeah.
And you get to really enjoy it.
Exactly.
And it's not being inflated away by the government.
Yeah, absolutely. Or it's in some fund somewhere where the banks are at risk.
Yeah.
You know, there's 250,000 quid maximum guarantee if the bank goes bust.
Well, I think some of them are...
70.
Yeah, some of them are lower. And
Yeah.
it's per banking group. They don't tell you that. Lloyd's own 8 banks.
Yeah.
And it's per
Oh, there we are.
banking group.
Yeah.
There we are. So, yeah, money in the bank for me is complete and utter waste of time.
Yeah. Wow.
Never have done it.
No.
But all of my spare cash goes into cars.
Yeah. Carl, what about you? Would you prefer cars or money?
Same. You know, stock's better than money.
Why?
But I can't earn money out of money. I can earn money out of stock. What is your money earning you in the bank at the minute?
Well, if you take inflation, net zero at the
Well,
moment.
it's actually losing money.
Yeah.
You're losing money every year. Every year, if you had £1 million in the bank and didn't spend any of it, because of inflation, your £1 million would dwindle down. Eventually, you'd have nothing. So, yeah, stock.
Mm.
Stock's better than cars.
Yeah.
Just the right cars, obviously. You don't want to put them in the wrong cars because your £1 million will go faster than what it would in the bank.
Right, this is the last question from me. If there's anything you want to chuck in, Carl, that's fine. Mark, your biggest mistake or regret?
We've all made mistakes, haven't we? And I think the man that's never made a mistake has never taken any risks. So you have to take risks, and when you take risks, you make mistakes.
Mm.
But life lessons in itself, you make less mistakes as you make more mistakes. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah. You need to make the
'Cause you
mistakes to get the lessons to not make as many mistakes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and it's quite difficult to explain or to get, but you know, you've been about, Carl's been about, I've been about, and you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so let me reword this another way because I think you can answer this one. What's the biggest mistake you've made in a car purchase? Because you must have bought an absolute lemon. Even you.
I bought, and my wife still wants to wring my neck for it. I've been driving very fast cars for a very long time. And I've raced in the Ferrari Challenge, came second in Portugal, Portimao, you know, so I've got a race license. I drive cars very, very quickly. On a circuit, of course. I bought a Toyota Yaris GR, which is a good little car. 4-wheel drive, big brake horse, tiny little car. Yeah. And I've been driving 800,000 brake horsepower cars, but very safe cars that handle the power very well, with great brakes, great suspension. I jump in a Yaris GR and overdrive it.
Overdrive it.
I overdrove it, going too fast,
Yeah.
thinking it could do what my other cars
Yeah.
could do, forgetting I was in a Toyota Yaris.
Right.
Oh,
I was up in the Brecon Beacons in a place called Epping through the MOD area, and a mate of mine was behind me in a Lamborghini Huracan, and I was losing him. He's in a Huracan, I'm in a Yaris. I'm losing him through the valley, and on these tight A roads. And I come around this corner, I can see it now. I was doing about 80 mile an hour, which is far too fast. And there was a bit of gravel on the left-hand side, and the corner was a sort of 35-degree right. And I thought, it's 4-wheel drive, so I just position the car, dab the brakes, turn it in, and it'll go straight, you know? Didn't know the road that well. And to the left-hand side, there's a ditch about 4 foot deep. The front wheel went in. It caught, the front caught in. It loaded the front of the car and pirouetted the car
Wow.
mid-air.
Mm.
I thought I'd stopped. So I opened my eyes and I'm in the brace position because I knew I'm in serious trouble. Open my eyes, and I'm in midair, and I thought I'd landed. I didn't. So back in all this happens in split seconds, back in the brace position, and then it rolled a further 4 times. There was nothing left of the car. Nothing. No panels, no glass. The roof was off. Everything. It was all the wheels were off. It was just a complete and utter suicide mission. What it looked like. Just if you saw the car. Oh, car's got a photograph, you bastard. Well, there we are. Look, there's the car. Car's got a photograph. I sent him a photograph of it.
I spoke to you about 4 minutes after that happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and all I had was a scratch on my head.
He just sent me them pictures. And I knew he had the car like the day before. You had it like a day.
It was 3 days old.
3 days old.
Yeah.
And he sent me that. And I know on Sunday morning, him and his friends would go through the Brecon Beacons and just have a
early Sunday
drive,
morning,
have a coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember that happening.
So
that's why I smiled when he told the story.
So I put my life at risk. And there was no need to put my life at risk for that car.
Yeah.
And that was a big mistake.
Right.
I won't really make that mistake again.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And finally, for you, Carl, what's your biggest mistake or regret? And you're not allowed to say you've got no regrets because we all have.
I don't have any regrets worth talking about. Sometimes, you have a daily regret, but I regret something for 4 seconds and then I move on and forget about it. I shouldn't have bought that car. Oh, I did. Fuck it. It's simple. Let's move on. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? By regretting, it's not going to help me in this situation.
No.
Mistakes. The way Mark put his mistake was very much an eye opener. I've also done similar things where I've put my life in danger for no reason, purely than to be selfish. And when you have a wife and kids, that is the biggest mistake you can make. But I also believe as well, what is a mistake? If you learn from a mistake, it's a lesson. It's not a mistake. You just know not to do it again. But if you've never done it in the first place, you'll eventually do it one day.
And I just said right at the very end of that conversation was, that'll never happen again.
Exactly. So was it a mistake?
Well, it was at the time, but I've certainly learned from it.
It was at the time, but
4 seconds. It was a lesson.
4 seconds later, oh well.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I'm here.
That's right.
I'm okay.
That's right.
I won't do that again.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
So, do you know what I think I look at sometimes where some people who don't make mistakes is people who can be too cautious. You have to live life, and to be successful in business, I believe you have to take risks. And scared money doesn't make money. So you got to. No, I've never met anyone in the world who's never lost or never made a mistake or never failed. I've never met that person. So I think everyone's got hundreds of thousands of regrets and mistakes. But what do they? I think a lot of people's regrets, which is why I don't have them, is I should have done that.
What they didn't do.
I regret what I've done sometimes, but I don't regret not doing it because I just do it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and the person that makes mistakes and then they shit scared to do something even similar to it, then by the time they get to their 60s and 70s, they've got nothing left in their life because they're shit scared to walk out of the door. Whereas because they're shit scared to make a mistake. Well, we're not.
I think it
apart
comes
from risking my life.
Yeah, I think it comes with we're constantly investing into stock. So you're investing into yourself every day financially. And when you do that every single day, day after day after day after day after day, then you're not scared anymore. It's like a boxer being scared to go sparring. Well, someone who's never sparred before would be scared. But if you've done it every day since you've been 11 years old, sparring's not like a fight. And you want to fight because you're not scared,
Yeah.
Mark, I've got a couple of questions for you.
Oh, go on.
Because, you are inside the circle of supercars and hypercars. You're a very well-known person. But you've got to be in that circle because you're very private. Not many people they'll watch this, hopefully, and go, wow, what a cool guy. Look at his cars. I can't believe this guy's not got 500,000 followers on Instagram and posting about his cars because you're quite private. So let's tell the viewers a few things that they wouldn't know about you.
Here we go.
Now, I know the majority of cars that you've had because you've either had them through me or I've bought them from you or I've been in with them with you at one point. Now, these are quick answers. What's the worst car that you've bought?
A Lamborghini Countach.
Yeah, me too. You could pick up this house and your family and your cars and move anywhere else in the world. Where would it be and why?
That's a great question because we're really enjoying Jersey at the minute. We've only been there about 18 months, but it's a fantastic place to live. But if I could pick this house up and put it anywhere in the world, it would be Italy. Italy. For me, it's the best country in the world. Best weather, best food, best wine, best people, best driving roads. You know, the Italian police, they wave you on. They want you to go faster. Yeah, I've had numerous. I could bore you to tears about police escorts I've had in Italy in Lamborghinis and Ferraris.
Yeah.
For me, the best country in the world, without a doubt.
And one car that you've never had that you lust after, that you won't stop until you get. What's the one that got away?
The cars I own today are the cars that I've been looking for a long time. So, you know, growing up, the aspiration to one day own a Bugatti. Mm-hmm. So I never thought I'd own a Bugatti. So there's not a car out there today that I have an aspiration to own. I'm not chasing a car. There's cars I'd love to own, of course. But I can't say there's one car that I have a deep aspiration I need to own. I've got to own.
What I mean is, was there, back in the RS days, was there ever an RS in particular? Because I know you had every single variant of every single model, but was there one in particular from a certain seller that you could never get your hands on? And you knew that was a really good car, and you couldn't get there, and you still think about it and think, fuck me, I wish you'd have sold me that car.
There was one car I should have bought, which was a Lamborghini Miura. Mm-hmm. Okay, I was laying in bed about 17 years ago. Phone goes, Mark, do you want to buy a Lamborghini Miura? I said, not really, the market for a Miura. What is it? They were like £1 million. Okay. So he said it was the original Miura from the original film, from the Italian Job.
What, that actual car?
The actual car.
No way.
Yeah, true story.
Wow.
So I said, right, okay. So when was it filmed?
It is pricked up at that point.
1968.
That'd be a P400. That's
yeah, early car, yeah.
Yeah.
The scene, he was telling me about the history of the car. He said the car was in the film on this day. It was filmed on the 27th of June, 1968, the day I was born.
No way.
Yeah. One day in the film. And I said, I'll give you 800 grand for it because I just feel for the car, because it's got a great story. It hadn't been proven at that point.
And at this point, Mark's bid of 800 as a car dealer's perspective is, I don't know what it's worth, but fuck, I'd buy it at 800.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, I'm in touch with the market. The market could have been 600, but at that point, you had 800 for it.
Yeah, the guy wanted $1 million. I think it was too much. They were retailing at $1 million. 800 grand was right. I probably wanted 850. He was back. He said £1 million, and that's the end of that. And I said, okay, I can't get my head around it. Thanks very much. But my gut told me on that day that I should have bought that car, and then that car's gone on now to be sold for $5 million.
Yeah. I mean, what famous car?
The scene was filmed on the day I was born. How many signals do I need to buy that car? Do you know what I mean? Fuck's sake, Mark, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was I thinking? I should have just said yes. Of course.
Last question. What is next for Mark Bailey?
I think I'm 60 in 2 years' time, and I'd love to sell the business. Mm-hmm. I think the business has got a long way to go, and I'd love to be out at 60, but it'd probably be more like 65, to be honest, because the business is still rising and I'm still enjoying it. But if someone came to me today with a check to sell the business, I'd sell it, because I want to be doing more with cars, spending more time with my family, and buy a house in Italy.
Well, thank you for your time.
I've enjoyed. Thank you.
Thank you for showing us around your amazing collection.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us here. I know you're not public with all this. That's a real privilege.
No, and it really,
Don't
really
do
is.
social media.
No, it really is because
First time
you
this
know,
has been shown publicly.
Yeah, thank you.
He really is a really private person, and those who know him, he would give access to anything to, but those who don't, he's completely shut off. So, this is the first thing you've ever done, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's an honour to have you on, Mark. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoyed.
Thanks a lot.